Where to even begin with this movie? It's everything that people who don't watch horror movies think horror movies are. It had me literally screaming at my television screen. The characters are so stupid. Whether it's withholding crucial information or simply not shooting the bad guy when you have plenty opportunities to do so, and instead decide to stop and chit-chat. Whatever scary movie cliches you can think of, you name it, you got it. The movie also has one of the biggest political agenda I've ever seen in a horror movie. And it's a slasher, for crying out loud. Gentrification, gun control, cancel culture, it's all alluded to in here, and it's not even done well, nor is it particularly impactful. Rather, it's like the filmmakers were merely just checking off boxes on a list. I laughed a lot at all the Halloween 2018 memes online before having watched this new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But now that I've seen it, I must admit, it really is a lot like that. Like, a whole lot. Down to Sally using the moniker Leatherface, much like Laurie in Halloween 2018 says she's seen the shape. I couldn't help but to roll my eyes and shake my head in disbelief, and it wouldn't be the last time. Far from it. Speaking of the character Sally, they certainly focused a lot on her in the movie's trailer, but don't be fooled, she's in it for roughly 10 to 15 minutes, and she barely matters at all. In fact, she definitely fueled a lot of my frustrations with this movie. I was also led to believe that we'd be exploring themes of trauma in this film as well, but alas, that's just not the case at all. Unless you call staring at a photograph every once in a while a great depiction of trauma, it's just not there. Yet, with all the bashing I'm doing on this film, how strange is it that I found myself grinning once in a while? Believe it or not, I actually somehow had a bit of fun with the film. This is mostly thanks to some of the kills and the over-the-top gore, which did manage to make me smile and laugh a few times. I have to give credit where credit is due. Some of these kills are pretty good, dare I say even creative. They certainly didn't hold off on the gore, as opposed to the original, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre directed by Tobe Hooper. And while it definitely deprives this new film of any real suspense, it at least makes its stupid characters and story a little less boring to watch. And couple that with an extremely lean runtime of barely 1 hour and 20 minutes, and the film fortunately doesn't outstay its welcome. So what are we left with in the end? The answer is quite simply dumb fun. There's no better way to describe this film. It is extremely dumb, but if you happen to be a gorehound and are willing to completely turn your brain off, then you just might have a little fun with this short trip to Harlow, Texas. However, if gore isn't your thing, or if it's just not enough for you, then I suggest skipping this one. But then again, if that's the case, then you probably already didn't have any intentions to watch it anyway. I could also see this being a good time with friends at a party. I guarantee you will not be able to resist screaming at the characters and pointing out all the very dumb stuff in this movie. My score for Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 is a 4 out of 10.